Did we say that this was a good volume for the music? I don't remember. Don't remember at all. Good morning. How are we doing? What's up? We're going to be here a lot today. That is little Isla Jean. She is so funny. She's so funny to me. How do I explain? Isla obviously is still taking medicine. I have been giving her medicine until Mr. Noobs came home. She and I fought. Mr. Noobs knows how to get Mr. Noobs knows, you got to turn down a little more, how to get her to take her medicine with like the churros. I can't ever get the medicine to stay on it. But when I tell you, she will just bloop, take it for him, no problem. And it's not her, it's me. I just don't know how he does it. So for the first time in a long time, she greeted me when I came out of the room today and was being very sweet and wanted to love up on me. And then I had to give her inhaler. So she wants to hang out today, but she wants a little distance today. It's like she knows I'm talking about her. So she's hanging out over there. And that's okay. I was just excited when I woke up this morning that she was sitting outside the door waiting for me, because she hasn't done that. She hasn't done that in a while. She's been a little upsetty spaghetti, and I absolutely understand why. I too would be upset if I was being forced medication as often as this poor little baby has to have medication. So that's the first thing I wanted to touch on. The second thing I want to touch on, this is what we're doing, is I did apply for a job. It is going to be a full-time job, and it will probably be second shift. It shouldn't affect my stream schedule too much. It shouldn't. But if it does, obviously, when I know, you guys will know. I don't even know if I'm going to get the job. It is somewhere I've worked before. When I worked there, I had the same position when I left. But when I left, it was to go to another store location with a promotion. So this is technically a demotion for me. But when I left, as the manager of a kitchen, I was making $13 an hour. Coming back as an assistant manager in a kitchen, the base pay is $15 and the top is $22. So like, it's still a huge upgrade for me from where I was. I'm hoping to get the higher end of that. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so I gotta pay off this little baby's medicine. And outside of paying off her medicine, good morning, Vin. Eru, I see your 100 stream streak. I'm not ignoring it. Thank you so much for 100 streams. I appreciate that more than you know. When your sub runs out, let me know, because you get a gift sub. Just holler at me. It's probably on auto renewal, so if you'd like, I can gift a sub to somebody of your choice if you'd rather do it that way, or we can just do a random gift sub. But you do get a free sub. So there is that. But yeah, so I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I think going back to work, I'm kind of looking forward to it. Not because I don't love this, because I can still do this and work, right? I think I'm excited for like a structure and goals. Oh, absolutely. The thing is, the kitchen manager there was the assistant kitchen manager with me before I left, and the position I was going for, I was expecting her to go for. And she did not. Hey, Kermit, 3%. I feel like that's incorrect. That should be like 103%. Okay. Maybe you're just not feeling very bonita, and that's okay. Sometimes you don't feel very bonita. I just put the application in yesterday. I'm waiting for them to look it over and stuff. But they know I put the application in, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say this. I'm really not. The current food manager there and I have a very good relationship. Walnut, 1%. That's what I need, man. Oh, well, you just let me know if you want me to do a gift sub, or if you just want to wait. You just let me know. You just let me know what you want. I have no qualms either way, but I appreciate that too. That's crazy. 6 months. Holy. She might like me or something. Oh yes, Jess is doing it too. That's why, and I'm gonna be very honest, this situation happening right now with me is why is one of the big reasons I haven't signed up for Dingo's thing. But if I were to, I would ask Eru Ruby and walking, if walking was still available. Okay, I will do that. I will do that here in a little bit. I'll just do a random, we'll just do a random gift sub. But that would be who I would reach out to. But I don't know if I'm going to be available that day because I don't know how long they're going to have to go through the process of looking at my application. I've worked there before. I left on good terms. I'm happy he invited you too. It's going to be a good time, I think. I hope I don't have to work that day because I don't want to miss it because like there's some fantastic people in Dingo's tournament. I know Stitchy is doing it with her community members. Mr. Noobs is doing it with his community members. Tommy Rachel's doing it with her community members. I was invited, but like I said, Mr. Noobs has the weekends off. It doesn't matter. But if I get this position, it is mainly second shift and I know it's every other weekend. It's Lynn, you are going to have so much fun. It is just for fun. You play with Mr. Noobs all the time. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a blast. Like never, if it's not serious, don't take it serious. You know what I mean? It'll be a good time. So I just wanted to get you guys up with that. Exactly. Listen, when I tell you, he told me his team name, I giggled and he was like, really, it should be Lynn and the team name that he chose. And I was like, no, but really, when I tell you guys, Lynn will carry the shit out of people. He lucked out, man. You're gonna crush it. You're gonna crush it, Lynn. Absolutely. I'm very excited. But yeah, so like that, but yeah, she's gonna have to go to an internal medicine specialist. So I have to, I gotta pay for that shit. So we're gonna go get her gerb. She really is. I keep telling y'all, I've won more games because Lynn knows how to run. Lynn is a runner, is a track star, but in the best way. I will never say that about Lynn in a bad way. Lynn knows exactly when she needs to duck out of there so she can get people back up. Lynn's like, oh, that's my sign. Gotta go. And she will leave. And the thing is, Lynn is so good, right? She'll see that like one of us goes down and she'll look and she'll be like, oh, they're only at half health. I'm out. And she bounces. And sure as shit, that was the correct call almost every single time. I will never, Lynn bouncing that's cool. You know, do what you got to do, boo. But yeah, I'm very excited for the people that are playing in it. I think you guys are going to have a fantastic time. I think you guys are going to crush it. So don't be, I mean, it's normal to be nervous about it, right? Like that's the normal thing to do. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to gift 1 sub. This was Iru's 100 stream sub, 100 stream streak. So Pixie's Dream World. I just scared myself. Don't mind me. I was like, what the hell is that? I know that shit was crazy. Listen, I appreciate it, Lynn, but never, ever, ever, ever anybody here feel like you have to give me anything. I just want to hang out and have a good time. And I've said this before. I know I've talked about monetizing the stream a little more. We did the streamer dap stuff. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if it's worth it. I'll be very honest with you. Right now, I am disenchanted with it. But that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just means maybe I am not doing something. Like they sent me an email and they're like, in order to get your payout, you have to fill out these info demographics. And I'm like, but I did. I went through and I submitted all of that. So I don't understand what you're telling me right now. So that's what that is. But you'll see it's not going to be up today. I don't like having them on my stream. If I do continue doing that in the future, it'll probably be like 1 day a week. Because it is essentially with Streamer Dap an advertisement for whatever we're doing. And I'm not hating on it. I don't love it, but I also know that it's helping to pay for that right there. And that right there, when I tell you, if they said you had to go to the moon, I'd find a way to go to the moon. I love that cat. I love all of my cats. I love all of my cats. But you know, people talk about their soul pet. That's that baby right there. I love that cat. So we'll figure it out. And me going back to work is one of the ways we're going to figure that out, you know? But like I told him, like I woke up this morning and for the first time in a long time, I was like, I kind of hope I get that job. Like, I just feel like I love hanging out with you guys, but I also feel like I need to like go do something more. I feel like I sit here in my chair a lot and I don't like that. I'm sure you guys understand. It's not a negative, right? So I think I will. Like I said, the current person that runs the kitchen, the current kitchen manager, and I, there's a lot of mutual respects. I really like them. I respect the fuck out of them. They don't watch my stream, so I'm not buttering them up for a good time. You know what I mean? Like, they don't even know. I put that I was a streamer on my application, but I'm not giving you my stream name. You know what I mean? I'm not giving you that. But like, I really, really enjoy the person that currently runs the kitchen. And when I told them I was looking for some hours, they said, how many? And I was like, just a few a week. And then they were like, apply. We will definitely. She was like, I will get you in here for a couple of hours a week. No problem. And so I went on the website and I saw that they were hiring for an assistant manager position. And I looked at him and I said, technically it's a demotion for me, but also it's full time. The downside is it's probably going to be evenings. So he and I are not going to be able to connect as often. But I'll be home by, like, the latest I would be home is 10 p.m. So I'm okay. You know what I mean? We will figure it all out. That's normally about the time he goes to bed. So I can go in there and hang out with him and then come out here and play a game and then go back to bed. I've done it before. I used to work third shift when he and I first got together. So, but yeah, so I'm the only issue I can foresee. Yeah, he can stream every evening now. He never has to worry about me. The only issue I can possibly foresee is, as we know, I do enjoy an edible, and they do drug tests, but it's legal here in Minnesota. And when my kid also worked there. When my kid applied, she said that she didn't think they tested for that. So we'll see. I'm honest about it. You know what I mean? If they ask, I'm like, yeah, I take an edible. But like, if I'm allowed to drink on the weekend that I'm off and not expected to work and it's legal, I feel like the same should apply. I'm just saying. I just feel like that's a double standard. It's legal here. It is what it is. And we'll see what they have to say about that. But not to toot my own horn, but beep, beep, I'm a fantastic employee. When I tell you I came in on my off days, I worked every holiday. It didn't bother me to stay over. Like, when I told the person that runs the kitchen I was looking at getting that possibly coming back, immediately she was like, I can get you a few hours. Like, it wasn't a question. It wasn't, she was like, oh, you want to come back? Let me look to see what I can do for you. So, because she knows who I am, you know, like she and I had worked together for like 7 years before I went to a different location. So, or it was like 4 years. We worked together for a total of 7, but we worked together for like 4 years. Exactly. And the only reason you know that I took an edible is because THC stays in my system longer than alcohol does. I could have gotten shit-faced drunk last night and took a breathalyzer this morning and you wouldn't know. But I could take an edible 2 weeks ago and it's still going to show up in a panel. So like, I think that's, hey, Rice, how are you? I think that's going to be, and good morning, madam. I wasn't ignoring you. But I think that would be the only, hello, come on, Arthur, you can come up. Come on. That would be the only thing that holds me up. So thanks. But yeah, so I'm optimistic. I'm hesitantly optimistic. My internet is trying to drop frames. Listen here, you little shit. I'm probably buffering. Yeah. I am convinced that this little shit is a reincarnated something. The way he looks at me, who you come back as? What did you do to be a cat? Yeah, it's a little fuck boy. I used to love field day. I drove past a school the other day and I was like, ooh, it's track and field day. All the kids are outside with the cones and like playing. I was like, I miss that shit. It's such a good time. And it was always like when you were in school, that was the day you looked forward to, because that was like, that was it. That was the end of the school year. I'm done. You aren't doing anything after field day. Hi, what are you doing? So a couple of things. I know, it was so good. So those are the things I just wanted to touch on before we jumped into all of the other things we're going to do today. We're doing a lot of this together because I don't know either what we're doing today. My hair is crazy today, but also don't care. What are you doing? He's so needy. He's so needy. So for those of you who use Mix It Up and haven't updated yet, I updated this morning. Everything is good. Feel free. They have added Kick integration, which I'm very excited about. I've been asking for Kick integration since I started dual streaming on Kick. They finally added it. So my Mix It Up alerts will now work on my YouTube channel, my Kick channel, and over here simultaneously. All of my overlays, all of that. So if you also co-stream, do multiple platforms at the same time, Mix It Up now has Kick integration. I know before that a lot of people were using StreamerBot because StreamerBot had Kick integration, but Mix It Up did not. So listen, Rice, don't play with me. I will absolutely hit you up if this falls through. Because my kids got bills I gotta pay. My cat just tried to rizz me up. I don't know if y'all caught that. That's new for him. That has started in the last month, where he reaches up and turns my head towards him, and I'm just like, this cat is fuckboy reincarnated. I don't know what fuckboy he is reincarnated as, but that is a fuckboy. All right. He was like, hey. Now he's winking at me. I see you. Listen. So there's a lot of concern right now around Stream Elements. Stream Elements, for those of you who don't know, who don't stream, aren't aware, hosts a lot of different overlays and widgets and things like that. My box, my candy, our little ball game thing through Mix It Up. Absolutely. I hope it goes so smooth. Listen, I appreciate that too, because even if we were to move there, the amount of money that he would be making would cover finances, but I think I would like a little bit extra. A little cushion never hurt nobody. A little cushion never hurt nobody. So just call me cushion, brother. Yeah, so the claw games on Mr. Noob's game, my little super sweet game, the sticky notes, all of that stuff is hosted through Stream Elements. So there are alternatives out there. We're going to look at them. Number one, they're not all free. Stream Elements is currently free. They are looking at being bought out. They're looking for an acquisition. My thought process behind that is if they get acquired, because whoever acquires it knows so many streamers use that as a platform and we don't like to migrate and make changes, it's going to be a paid service. That is my hypothesis. I could be wrong. But if I were looking at Stream Elements as an acquisition, I would charge $5 a month for users. I'm not going to lie about it. Because I wouldn't want to change my stuff, right? I'd be $5 a month for something. I don't have to change anything. That to me is an affordable expense as a streamer. Don't forget, you can write that stuff off in your taxes. Please remember, any overlays, any subscriptions that you pay, super sweet bot. If you pay your YouTube music subscription or Spotify and you use that for anything, any asset you use for stream is a write-off. You may not get money back for it. But for example, last year I made $1,200 on Twitch. It wasn't anything crazy. But my expenses were more than I made last year. So where I didn't know anything, I didn't get anything back either. Yeah, when I tell you anything, this right here, this is a tax write-off for me. I'm not being funny when I say that, because I use this for stream. This is how I play Final Fantasy. This is how this one right here, it's a different controller, also a tax write-off, because this is what I play Fortnite on stream. When I was subbed to Fortnite Crew, I ended my Crew subscription. That is a tax write-off. The V-Bucks I purchase, those are a tax write-off. Anything that you use on stream is a tax write-off. Purchase a game, tax write-off. If you go get your nails done, I don't, as you can see, and this is something that is a core part of your stream, tax write-off. Yeah, my expenses also overshadow my income. So, and again, this is not me saying, this one is a Victrix controller. It's the Victrix PlayStation controller. We got it on Amazon. It was like $230. It's got 4 paddles. This is how I map things, are these buttons down here. And the triggers are customizable. So I can pull down on this trigger as hard as I want to hit it. Like you can see, my trigger does not fully go down. It only goes down a little bit. This is a fantastic controller. I do have a control freak on here and a dampener. This is what I use to aim. So this is another reason why in Fortnite, don't use my sensitivities, because when I tell you my shit is like 40-40, it's because of this. If you don't have this, you're going to be like, this bitch is crazy. How is she playing like that? It's because I have a control freak and a dampener on my pad. So yeah, and that's the other thing. Like if we were to do a meetup, and we were to stream that, cost of gas, mileage, your wherever you're staying, anything like that, tax write-off. It's a business meeting at that point. And I'm not saying like streamers are scamming the system, but like, again, please don't take this for anything other than what it is. I make less than $2,000 a year on Twitch. I'm claiming every single expense I can because I'm not going to pay taxes when I'm spending more on the situation than I'm making. Yeah, you go to Disney and stream. It's a tax write-off. You still have to pay for it, right? Like I'm not going to say, oh, my phone, look, my phone, this is a tax write-off. I'm magically going to get my $1,000 for my phone back. No, it just doesn't count towards my expenses. It deducts from my expenses at that point. So you're still paying for those things. Good morning, Jack. And you're not going to see that money back, but it can prevent you from having to pay more money. Exactly. That's how you do it. It's a tax write-off. And it's not like, do it. Especially if you're a little streamer and you're like, oh, that's silly. It's not a tax write-off. This is a tax write-off. My OBS just died, brother. I have no internet. Okay, we're back. I got reconnected. Maybe refresh if you can't hear me. I don't know. It says I've reconnected. We'll see. OBS was like, listen, you want to talk about tax write-offs? Get the fuck out of here. We can't have that, brother. You can. If you're paying for any sort of subscription, anything like that, and it's used for stream, it's a tax write-off. It's stupid. Theoretically, because I talked to you guys, again, this is not sponsored. They do not pay me. I wish they would. But when I talked to you guys about my Ghost protein water flavors, and I showed you guys that, guess what? That becomes a tax write-off. Like anything that is connected to your stream. If you're purchasing new makeup, as soon as I'm like, hey, yeah, this is the lip gloss I'm wearing today. I'm not wearing lip gloss today. Guess what that became? A tax write-off. Save every one of your receipts that has something to do with stream. From a streamer to a streamer. I don't care if you're brand new. I don't care if you're veterans. I don't care. But you can't. That's exactly it. If you do a stream, right? You're going to do a stream and your stream is based on ranking Drizzlicious flavors. Guess what you just did? Tax write-off. And again, I just want to reiterate, that doesn't mean you're getting that money back. It just means it comes out of off of your expenses. They're saying you spent $700 and you only made $800. So really you only made $100 and that's not enough money to tax. You are still going to have to pay for it. You are probably not going to get that back unless you get like a refund in general. but you can use them as a tax write-off to make your deductions greater than your expenses greater than your profit. And that is how that works. All right. Do not commit tax fraud. Exactly. Cloud makeup and Bean Boozled. Charity stream, tax write-off. So, no, 100%. So, like, I know we've got a lot of newer streamers in here, part-time streamers, maybe streamers who don't think about that. And that's not a bad thing. I didn't start thinking about that until a couple years ago, honestly, like last year, probably. And there's still a lot of stuff I buy for stream that I do not include in my taxes. All of my makeup, we know I love makeup. We know I'm not wearing it today because I was like, but all of that is technically a tax write-off. I just saved my receipts. But again, I currently do not make enough money with Twitch to I have to file. You have to file your taxes every year. Don't not file because you don't owe anything and they don't owe you anything. You have to file your taxes every year. But I know that this year on my taxes, I'm not going to owe anything and I'm not going to get anything back. So I'm not holding on to all of my receipts. But if I get this job, anything for stream, I will be saving receipts for. You are correct, because I'm going to need that little bit of what I spent on stream to counteract what, you know? So yeah, like this Fugler tax write-off. This is I got this in one of the little, what were those? Would you get the advent calendar boxes, my little strawberries? So, but yeah, all of that is that. So I want to preface what I'm going to tell you guys with two things. The options that I am being presented with, there is a minimum you have to make so much. I never make enough on AdSense, and I think I make just enough on like subs and stuff. So I do file my taxes every year. And I appreciate that I have to file taxes every year, because I only have to file taxes because you guys support the stream. That's just the honesty of it. Yeah. And I think I made like 800 last year. So I made like just enough. And when I went in there and I said, listen, I spent like $1,200 on stream stuff and I only made like $800. He was like, we'll file. You're not going to owe anything. I figured. But number one, I cannot promise all of these. Actually, I'm going to tell you, all of these resources that I'm going to share with you today are not free. Some of them are paid services. Some of them are free services. Number two, I am going to try and keep personal bias outside of the options presented. There's one company on this list that I'm not the biggest fan of. If you guys aren't aware of Streamlabs and the controversies that they have been part of in the past, they asked OBS if they could call themselves Streamlabs OBS. OBS said, hey, please don't do that. They decided they were going to do it anyway. There was a lawsuit. That's the beef between OBS and Streamlabs. You'll notice that Streamlabs, I don't think, uses OBS in their name anymore because they're not allowed to. I will say I do think that beef is squashed because OBS has Streamlabs plugins, which is why I'm mentioning Streamlabs. The other reason people aren't a huge fan of Streamlabs is there was, I believe, Light Source, which is like the one you can use if you're on a console. If you route it through a computer, it like restreams for you so you can have overlays. They essentially just ripped that off. And the proof of that is there were the exact same mistakes on Streamlabs website as there were on Lightstream. Thank you. On Lightstream's website. It was literally a copy paste situation. Don't know if that situation has been resolved or whatever the case may be. But that is the controversy with Streamlabs. Again, I'm not going to tell you what to use, what not to use. You have to find the things that work best for you. I know as long as it's viable and they're not, everything is evil, you know, everything is evil, but as long as it's doing the job we need it to do, that's what we're going to do. Okay. So I saw people talk about downloading their Streamlabs stuff. I don't know how they're doing it. I'll be very honest with you. It says you need to download Stream Elements, like their plugin, and it backs up to their cloud. But also, if you are being acquired, that isn't solving the situation. So there's that. I'm not really sure. I'll be honest. There is no ethical consumption under capitalism. So for Streamlabs alternatives, the first one I'm going to talk to you guys about, I'm going to go down to here. Do I have one of those here? I need, ooh. I'm looking to see if I can, this one. There we go. Trying to set it up on my vertical real quick. I don't even know where my vertical streams to, but I do have a vertical set up for this. Okay, so there's that. And then we will add this. Boop. Boop. Okay. There is an update, and I saw that, and I meant to go look at it. Okay, official update from Stream Elements. They're not shutting down. That doesn't mean we're not going to go over this anyway, but I'm glad they're not shutting down. It is a conversation with a partner aligned around one thing: working in the interest of creators and community. Your tools and data are safe. We've secured funding while partner integration is underway, and pending creator payments will roll out over the next coming of weeks. That's for those of you who did sponsorships and haven't gotten your payout yet. And more information soon. I'm sure you'll like it. So hopefully they're going to stay free. But again, maybe you don't like Stream Elements. Maybe you want to try something else. That's what we're going to do here. So Owned, it's spelled with a 3, is another site that does overlays and integrations. You can see show all overlays. This is a paid service. They do have free things, but they also, no, go for it. 3% is foul. You got a little cuter. I think third time's a charm, right? Here, let me do my cutie. That way, if this is good, this is Kermie's cutie. That's Kermie's cutie. 58% is a lot better, you know? Listen, I'm glad that you're feeling bonita. I am not feeling very bonita today, but I'm also not feeling like bad today. I don't know if you guys saw that. If you did, no, you didn't. Hey, I was only 56% walnut today, and I'm not redoing it. A couple of y'all out walnutted me quite a bit. But this is what the Owned the website looks like. You've got overlays. This is that subscription thing I was talking about. They have an emote maker. They have just random streaming tools. You can see down here, they've got, I don't know why it does that. I don't like that. 81% Cody Patoti. So like these are ones that you can purchase. They have, they have a bunch of like some that are themed. Like if you do Diablo, they have the Diablo theme in here. They've got just regular fun little themes that aren't necessarily specific. They've got ones that are a little more themed. These are options. They also do the emotes here, so you can pick some emotes that they have. They have stream alerts, so there's also this as an option. But here's, you can see for $18 a month, you get access to all of their overlays without having you pay for them with this monthly subscription. Again, this is a subscription that if you stream can be used as a write-off. Your overlay. I don't know what it's doing, but I'll be back. I don't know if it's like I get the thing that says OBS is disconnected and then it like reconnects, but it does it when I'm in the middle of a sentence and I don't appreciate that shit. So if it does it again, if I disconnect OBS again, I'm closing it and reopening it. I should be back in the 2-minute time frame. It's just mad annoying that is happening. I'm just trying to help people, man.